glad you stopped by. Today, John Wayne will be our subject in this episode. But first of all, I want to kind of tease you a little bit and give you a quick quiz. It's called the Cowboy Real, R-E-E-L, Real Cowboy Horse Quiz. And I want you to be thinking about this, and I'll give you the answers at the end of the episode. Think about these cowboys and what their horses' names were. Roy Rogers, you'll probably get that one. Lone Ranger, Dale Evans, Rango Kid, Lasharoo, John Wayne. That one might trip you up a little bit. So you think about those while we're going through our video today. And in 2014, I was able to take a trip out to Utah and Arizona. And out there in Monument Valley, which is on Highway 163 near the Utah-Arizona line, we were able to visit Goulding's Lodge. There's a big hotel there where we stayed. And we got to see a lot of the scenery, took a tour, but we saw also, we got a look at Monument Rock, where Stagecoach, that's where you see it going by in the movie Stagecoach. And then we were able to photograph a little bit at John Ford Point. Now, I want to point out something to you as I begin. There are two lives that kind of intertwined in our episode today. I want you to, first of all, you see Andy Griffith and the character Andy Griffith and his son Opie, played by Ron Howard. Now, what does Ron Howard have to do with John Wayne? Well, we'll tell you. You'll notice in the picture he has on a cowboy outfit, and he's wearing those Fanner 50 cap pistols like a cowboy. He did end up in some westerns. He was in Wild Country and one called The Spikes Gang, and also some TV westerns. He was in Cheyenne, Bonanza, Gunsmoke, and Lancer. And then, of course, he went on to have a series called Happy Days. Now, how about John Wayne, the other individual? Well, John Wayne started out in low-budget odors back in the 30s and 40s. Then Raoul Walsh discovered him and put him in Big Trail, which didn't get very good reviews. And then John Ford, he picked him up and saw something in John Wayne. He liked the boy, and so he put him in Stagecoach, and that just sort of rocketed his career. But he made many movies, of course, as you know, many of them westerns, most of them westerns. But his last movie was called Shoot Us, and guess who was in that movie playing a young man named Gillum? Well, Ron Howard, who is today also a famous director himself. Yep, it was Ron Howard, the one who was in Happy Days. By the way, he had Happy Days has a comic also. Actually, 3 issues were made of Happy Days. Let me tell you what Duke's advice was to Ron when they started in that picture. He said, talk slow, and don't say too much. That's good advice. It kind of reminds me of what the good book says. It says, be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So they kind of go along together there. But, there's a book written about John Wayne. In fact, it was called John Wayne, A Tribute, and it was by a man named Norm Goldstein and the Associated Press. And it shows a picture in there of John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart together. John Wayne, of course, playing the aging, dying gunfighter, and Jimmy Stewart playing the kindly old doctor, giving him some advice about, his last days fighting cancer, which John Wayne actually was, even at that time, I believe. But he told him, he said, if I was a brave man like you, I'm not sure I would go out in such agony with that cancer. I might try to go out in a blaze of glory. Well, there's no comic book for the shootist, but Toby Press put out 31 issues of the John Wayne Adventure comic, and I'm putting up before you two different issues of number one. There was a Canadian issue and a United States or an American issue. Then later on, Dell Publisher did The Searchers, and we'll do more on the Duke's comics in episodes to come, and we might even open up some of them and read them. I recommend that folks read some of these comics. Now, about that quiz. If you're thinking about Roy Rogers, that was Trigger. Lone Ranger was Silver. Dale Evans was Buttermilk. Durango Kid was Raider. Flash LaRue was Black Diamond, but in the comic book he was called Rush. Now John Wayne, that's the one that might have thrown you a little bit. In True Grit he rode a horse named Bo. You remember he was killed, and John Wayne was caught under it as Lucky Ned Pepper came toward him getting ready to shoot John Wayne. Later on though, John Wayne got him another horse and he jumped that 7-rail fence, I believe, at the end of the movie. But in The Shootist, he had a horse named Dollar, and you'll have to watch the movie, see what happened to Dollar. But I was thinking about John Wayne the other day and thinking about his faith, and we're going to do an episode on his faith. He was in a movie called The Greatest Story Ever Told, and during the crucifixion of the Good Shepherd, or the Christ, he played the role of centurion. And as he stood there, the scene showed him standing on a hill, John Wayne, and he said, truly this man was the Son of God. Now we'll talk more about John Wayne's values and his faith, so stay tuned, give us a like, and subscribe if you would. Thank you very much.